Hi, it's Jonna and
Art.
from. Hi, it's Jonna and
Art.
from from Men to Knit, which was Men Who Knit UK, but we've now changed the name to Men to Knit.
Men to knit.
Yeah, because we are two men, but we are meant to knit.
And knits as well.
I don't want
And today is Tuesday.
Tuesday. Emil, there we go.
There we go. Look.
Look there.
Here.
Which way to look round?
And floppies.
I went to Nottingham on Sunday and met the Eleanor from Knit Nottingham, ww is
I've got a stick in there.
because we are
Meant to knit.
meant to knit, and I've done a little video of an interview with her, really, just to find out a bit more about her shop and find out a bit more about what she does. Duncan,
I wasn't there. I had to look after these two monsters.
naughties. And actually, we also run Errol the Peril and Duncan Disorderly's adventure page. This is Duncan Disorderly, and this over here is Errol the Peril, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed the video, and this is our June vlog, and we'll be doing another vlog next month.
Can't wait.
Enjoy. Bye. Can you see me? I'll edit all this. Am I in?
Don't
Yes.
edit it.
Main
this
shot.
Is, this is
Yes.
the outtakes.
Fab. Well, obviously, I'm here in the flesh with the real, not the pretend. And well, you know, people see the vlog and think you're just not a real person. You're just this little thing on a box, on a TV box, a television box. But
Have you
she's a
not
real
forgotten
life
how TV
person. She's a
works?
real life yarn shop owner. So I'm actually here with the real life Eleanor. So I just thought it'd be fun to just to introduce myself first. It's Jonna, obviously, now known as Madonna, Mr.
Oh,
X.
Nice.
You know, like you got Madame X for Madonna. It's now Madonna, Mr. X. Roll over Madonna. Here's Madonna. So it's
Nice.
it's Madonna and Eleanor. And I just wanted to find out, because last time I did a bit of videoing in the shop, didn't I? And it was just
Yeah.
kind of, I was all overwhelmed with the colours and the wall of heaven, as you can see behind me. And I didn't even really ask you anything about you.
No, it was
or-
me just going like that.
And I was just worried about how much light was coming off the top of my head. So I thought, let's write some questions down, because you're always the one that's like talking to everybody. And
I ask
nobody ever
myself
talks to
questions.
you, do they?
I
Nobody
ask
ever goes,
myself questions
Eleanor, tell
sometimes.
me about yourself.
Well, that's because I don't need asking.
No,
I
but
could
it's
just
nice
talk.
for people to like.
I'm looking forward to this.
It will be
I'm
fun.
not enjoying it yet.
So I've
Let's
split
see.
it into 3 sections. The 3 sections are Knit Nottingham,
Yeah.
your own personal life,
Woo!
not going too personal, but you know, something, and then there's a quick fire round at the end.
Oh.
So, controversial. The first question is controversial. Who is your favourite yarn manufacturer?
Oh, well,
Now, I know you've got affinities, but affinities aside, I need to know at the moment, currently.
genuinely, King Cole.
Yeah.
But it could change, because it's not necessarily their yarn, although I do think that their yarn is great quality for the money.
Right.
And the patterns are great and that sort of stuff. But it actually all rests on how wonderful their staff are.
Right.
Genuinely, they're just the easiest place to work with. So I'm saying King Cole.
Until you get a new salesperson
Until-
that you don't
yeah.
like.
Maybe
Yeah.
they better not get rid of Damon.
No, because I was talking to you about Zing one time, Zing Pro,
Yeah.
and I remember your story about.
I didn't know what to say that on camera.
I'll delete that bit. Anyway, moving on.
I have genuine problems with Knit Pro, and it
But
is
the thing
well.
is, if they don't help themselves,
Oh, they do not help themselves.
then you know.
No, they don't help themselves.
No.
And there's been a lot. This is like a
Business
kebab thing or something nice. There's lots of stuff all about it on the internet. Everything that
Yeah.
I've ever said to you is all on the internet. But I didn't ought to say it as a business person.
No, but at least you're honest. Moving
try.
on then. What's the most memorable piece you've made?
Oh God. I don't know. I suppose I did some life size. I did a few, 5 or 6 life size greyhounds, crochet greyhounds.
Actual greyhounds.
Yeah. Yeah, they were quite something. Like really, genuinely life size, and they had lovely like long legs that had like a joint, and then it's a really good pattern. It's somewhere on.
I've got an idea now for
Ravelry.
Cocker Spaniels for
Yeah, but they're a bit chunkier, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
like greyhounds, their legs were just
spindly.
yeah, and I quite enjoyed doing it.
Bit like myself.
Much like. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
maybe
I never
maybe
expected
that.
you to say that.
Although it was they no neither was I really, but
No.
that wasn't for me, so I wasn't expecting to say it either. But I think that.
And similarly, what was your biggest disaster? Think Titanic here.
Well, I don't think that knitting can go that badly wrong, actually. So like, there's been loads of stuff that is just not going to fly, like wrong pattern for the yarn or anything like that. So I got my nan's old button tin when I was like about 17, and I just started knitting. I thought I was really cool, and I got my nan's old button tin, and I thought, I want to use all of these buttons, every single one of them on a scarf. So I made this scarf, and it was really thin. Oh god, because that was in fashion. It was about that. Oh. And it was rib, because I knew that stocking stitch curled, so it had to be rib. So I knitted this thing, long black rib, and sewed buttons onto it. Just loads of, like, I don't know, 200-300 buttons onto it, all at both ends, leaving a bit in the middle that I could wrap round. And like, it was fine, it was okay, it wasn't as cool as I thought at all, but it was really heavy. So
I was going to say, we walking around like that.
yeah, it was
Or we can say she's got a very strong neck now.
so that's maybe the worst thing that I've come up with a concept and followed it all the way through and not thought, no, this isn't okay, let me try again.
I like it. If you could only make one type of item, what would it be?
Oh god. Jumpers. So yeah,
socks?
there's quite a lot. No, jumpers. I've got enough socks.
Right.
And if worse comes to worse, I'll just tie my jumpers around my feet. My feet are cold.
Okay, so moving on to the business then. What are you most proud of about Knit Nottingham?
Well, that it's just here, that it survives, that it seems to sometimes thrive. Sometimes I feel really like super proud, like what it means to people, and when people are eloquent enough to express that. At the reopening party when we moved here, there's a woman called Diane, and I hadn't realised we'd made that much of a difference to her, but actually she'd retired slightly early with some health problems, and she was speaking to my mum, not knowing that it was my mum, and said, like, this is the thing that kept her going. Going to workshops and stuff really did it made her feel like she was part of something, and she was learning stuff. I mean, all the good stuff you get out of knitting and crochet. I think she did do crochet. So I suppose that sort of stuff. But really, honestly, we started in 2010, so it was a year after the big crash. I was 21 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. It could have all gone tits up, and it didn't. We're still here.
Fabulous. And how do you see the business developing in, say, 5 years' time? Have you got any plans as to what
I
you
hope
do?
I've sold it for millions. And I'm living on a beach somewhere. I don't know. I don't think that far ahead. There are like some possibilities. I do think it'd be quite nice to have some sort of cafe attached to it, so that instead of sitting in here, people can go and sit in the cafe and spend money with me. Also, it would be nice for me I would like some holidays, so I would like it to be a bit more self-sufficient, staff-wise, but we'd need to get physically bigger before it's worth taking staff on. Possibly might have built up the internet a bit more. Everything just has happened all as an accident, really.
Yeah.
So I've never really planned in that way.
So I noticed, obviously, coming to the course today, which is fantastic, by the way. So you need to check these courses out and put yourself on right now.
Well, there aren't any to
Well,
book out,
you know,
I mean.
by the time this goes up, there might be.
There might be.
But you need to keep checking.
Yeah.
But obviously in the course today, there was someone from Essex who travelled up. Now, I thought I was going to get the prize today for the longest journey, and I've been gazumped, really. Feel quite disappointed.
You have to go again.
Yeah, I know. But your customer base is obviously quite vast geographically. How do you think that's come about?
Well, the vlogs, almost certainly the vlogs, I think. But although I'm not sure I think Kathy was looking for a specific thing that nobody really near her did, or rather they did it while she was at work. She works long hours, but she has weekends. And I have always thought that people with jobs have more money. So...
What makes you think that?
So they're the kind of people I want in my shop. So I do what I do to attract people that have pretty much 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah.
Which is why I work all the Sundays and all that sort of stuff. I think that she found us through the internet, but I don't think it was the vlogs. I think she was looking for something specific that fitted in with her hours. And then she just liked the cut of our jib, I suppose. We are maybe a bit different. We're a little bit younger, light bright colours. I swear a lot. I suppose if you like me, you will come again.
I think, to be fair, that's quite an accurate representation, because I found you through YouTube.
Yeah.
And obviously there are yarn shops closer to Manchester that I could have gone to.
Yeah.
But I think because you're young and you're quite funny and engaging with the vlogs, and you're doing something that, you know, other yarn shops don't do vlogging. Other yarn shops don't necessarily have, you know, the engagement that they have regularly. And therefore, that was enough for me to think, do you know what? You know, she's a bright young girl. She's doing a good job with her shop. She obviously knows the stuff. It's worth making the trip to come over. So
I do think I do think it's important that a wool shop has like some serious knowledge though as well, and like excitement about it, because there are a lot of wool shops where they're not as knowledgeable, and also they're maybe a bit nervous to try things, and maybe they don't even knit, maybe they don't, or maybe what they knit is just, I don't know, garter stitch scarves, which is like fine in itself, but why would you own a wool shop? So I think that the knowledge thing is and I also think that having anxiety, like my literal entire life, as far as I can remember, I am quite able to put on a persona, whereas I think other people, they like get through life like quite normally, and then like they may be thrust into maybe doing vlogging because they've heard that they've got to do it, and actually they have no idea how to put on a front of I'm okay, everything's fine. So
but
maybe
that's good,
my
isn't
mental
it?
health helped in that way.
But that's possibly quite self-cathartic as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, unless you're going for paying for therapy every weekend, sometimes getting stuff off your chest and doing that actually is a way of keeping yourself on an even keel.
Yes.
But you've got to be able to know a lot of stuff about, you know, every single subject you might be asked. And sometimes you have to blag it because you don't really... You don't always know the answer, but you've got to be confident enough to go, well, you know, what I would do in your situation is probably this or this.
Yeah.
So,
or interested enough to look it up.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's the same, you know, I kind of get what you're saying there. Because similarly to you, I've suffered from anxiety. I've been off previously with stress and, you know, anxiety.
Yeah.
So I know how difficult it is sometimes just to get up in the morning and go, right, I've got to face people now.
God.
And particularly in fact, I might come on to a question about that shortly, so we'll leave that down.
Okay.
What do you like about the shop location then?
It is very, very central, isn't it? Like, it's about 30 seconds from John Lewis, so you kind of can't get much more central. But because we're just off the beaten track, it's cheaper, basically.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
And if you could change one thing about the shop, what would you change?
Size of it. Yes, I want it bigger. I want it maybe twice or 3 or 4. I think we could, like, I just want it very much bigger, but I want to keep my landlord.
Right.
So.
And as a yarn shop owner, you must have had different responsibilities in your day-to-day sort of duties. So what's your favourite and least favourite?
Oh, God. Well, my favourite is helping customers, like all the time in general, but also, you know, when like something is so simple and it's been frustrating that person, and like I can see it in their faces, and then I'm just like, well, actually no, if you just do it like this, then it goes, and they're like, oh my God, that's just so brilliant. That's just so wonderful.
Like me with my brioche.
I'm not sure we got to the...
Well, we'll get in there, won't we?
Yeah. I have faith. And the worst bit is, I don't know. There's loads of things I don't like about it, like cleaning and tidying probably. But also there are certain times when people are just not going to be helped. I know they come in with an attitude and they're not going to be helped, and that is really quite frustrating, because I sort of think to myself, you know, if you weren't in here, I could be making myself a cup of tea, I could be knitting, I could be doing my work, I could be doing anything, but instead I'm listening to you, looking at you, being quite miserable.
Well, that was almost my next question.
There you go.
So I was going to say people can be annoying.
Can they?
But venting helps.
Yeah, I know.
So I was going to ask you what your biggest pet peeves about your customers are, but I presume it's people that you just...
It's just
won't
people
listen
that
to
come
your
in
advice
with an attitude. No,
Yeah.
I don't care if people don't listen to my advice. The thing is, I give it freely to people that that buy in the shop. It's not a problem. But not more often than not. Quite a lot of the time, people will ignore that advice and do very well with the thing that they want to do. It doesn't matter to me. But there are people that just will not be helped, and I can tell it as soon as they come in the door. And especially if there's other people in the shop who are like trying to have a nice time, or maybe I know that they're like sad and they're here to look through patterns and cheer themselves up, and then people come with like this really like sort of I know you won't have what I've got, I'll have what I can't even say it now, that's how annoying they are to me. I know you haven't got what I want. Well, piss off then. Have you tried the pound shop?
So speaking of giving advice, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
What, in
By
business
either
or
other business owners or by...
there's Bev Beatty, who owns a knitting website called Knitting for Fun, told me when I first opened that I had to do everything that I could to add value, like me adding value to the business, because I had no money, still have no money really. So like, what can you do to make more money? Which is why the workshops are so important from straight on, because that is literally just me. I mean, it barely costs anything to put a workshop on. It's just me talking to you.
Yeah.
And that makes it's basically all profit for the shop. It's that sort of thing, or writing patterns, or having knit nights. Not that I do that too much, but yeah, I do everything that you can to add value, and that's the same in every single business. Add value wherever you can.
You're the best piece of advice I've ever been given.
Yeah.
Pretend you don't know anything.
Really?
It works.
Does it?
Works for me anyway.
No, you see, I get annoyed with people who pretend they don't know anything. My mum does it.
Does she?
And it's like an affected lack of, and I just get really so annoyed because she's like a capable woman, and I just maybe I don't get annoyed when it's men. Maybe you've tried it with me and I haven't noticed.
Is that still filming?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, God.
Right, we're now on to the
was a
personal
bit.
part. We're now on to the personal bit.
Uh-oh.
It's a burning question I've been wanting to ask you for quite a few months.
Oh.
And it's, you know, you may not be able to answer it because it's kind of, you know, getting a bit personal, but what will your next hair colour be?
Oh.
I'm desperate to know. It's been teal, it's been sort of pinky, you know.
Yeah, it's been like
kind of-
lovely peachy colour,
Yeah,
hasn't it? And now it's
gone
brown.
like a kind of brown. What next? Have you got any ideas?
No, I haven't. No, I don't know. I want to go to my biggest issue. You might be able to help me here. Is well, I don't know if you can. I want to go to a barber's. I want to go and get my hair cut at a barber's.
Yeah.
I think that the way that men do haircuts is superior to the way that women do haircuts. I don't think that's because men are superior. I just think that's because like life is set up for men to have better things, isn't it? So like, as far as I understand, a barber's, you go into the barber's, you pay very little money, and they cut your hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I've not been to barbers for a while. I tend to do my own hair, obviously. But
I'm very
yeah,
nice
that's
to
my
you.
understanding. I mean, I could go and get. I was thinking about going to get a proper beard, like a nice
yeah.
hot towels and
Oh, lovely.
I've not actually gone there yet, but to have it all properly like edged
Yeah.
and. I've not done that yet, but no, that's a good idea.
That's
You
my
should
big
try it.
hair. Yeah, I want to.
But that's
I'm a
still
bit
not going.
nervous.
We still don't know what colour.
No, I know, but I mean, like, there's not much to do, and I feel like I would have to have it professionally done because when you bleach hair this short, you don't want to get the line wobbly or anything, do you? And I wouldn't want to probably bleach down here. So I need to get it professionally done. I don't have that much time. I don't have that much like energy to sit and get it done. When I had it done for my wedding, it was literally 2 entire days dedicated to my hair, and I just think like what a waste of time. And I like having stupid coloured hair, but when it's very short, it's not very forgiving. So if I grow it back, then I'll
Got
go.
more choice.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
quite liked it when you had like the teal and the different colours, the pink. And my
Yes.
favourite quote ever from watching your vlogs when he said, I can't remember whether it was the Riot or I can't remember which manufacturer it was, but you said they looked at you and thought, you should be a yarn. Do you remember? That was like my favourite ever thing that you've ever said. I burst out laughing. It was so funny.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you were sort of like, I think you had like different coloured. Oh, I know what it was. It was the pink sky.
Oh,
It was the pink sky, and you held it up to your head, and you went,
I saw that.
yeah, and you were like, I bet they looked at me and thought, you should be a yarn. Do you not remember that? Fantastic.
I don't
It
remember
was funny.
anything I've ever said on the
I
vlog.
do. It was funny. So if you hadn't have settled the business as a yarn shop owner, what do you think you'd be doing?
I honestly don't know. Obviously I studied law, but I did have a breakdown towards the end of my degree. So I did finish my degree and I did very well. And I was all set up to go and do a master's, and I was interested in intersexuality. So like how well, it's mainly based. I probably don't need to go into this. It's how intersexual people get married, basically, and divorced, and all that sort of stuff. Really fascinating area of law. That's what I want to specialise in. And then the crash happened, and then there was no space for stuff like that. No money around for stuff like that. And I guess the places that still do okay are like conveyancing and all that sort of stuff. But all the human rights and the interest in immigration, I don't know that there was a place for me, especially as I have no contacts and that sort of stuff, and I didn't really like the people around me, so I wasn't prepared to. I'm not very good at pretending to like people. So I don't know, but I tell you what, believe it or not, I was very good at admin. I did an admin it wasn't part-time, it was full-time, but a short-term admin thing in a college, and I loved it. Really liked it. Loved being organised, and also loved going in and leaving on time. It was nice. So maybe I'd be like, I don't know, a secretary.
What personality trait has got you in the most trouble? I think most of mine have got me in trouble, but yeah.
Yeah, basically,
I think,
yeah.
is that wobbling a bit too
Oh,
much
sorry,
there?
that's my foot.
Shall I? Have we got? So, yeah, what personality trait has got you in the most trouble?
I don't think I've been in that much trouble, actually.
I don't believe you.
Recently, being unable to take other people, when other people are just absolute nonsense and other people are just pretending that that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay, and I can't pretend that it's okay. I just
Dealing with
can't
other
do
people's
it.
shit, basically.
Yeah, it's not even other people's shit. It's not like not like they're wanting to. They're just incapable. They just don't understand. It's like they're not on this planet, and yet they somehow have the keys to like finance or whatever. And I just can't. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to be friends with people for the sake of being friends with people. I barely have any friends because I don't like people. I don't have time to see my own friends because I'm too busy with my business, and yet people want me to spend time that I haven't got with these people that are just incapable. And I said it, and I said it very bluntly, and despite everybody saying, oh, I really like it when people are straight talking, they don't, do they?
No.
So
You're right. Get it off your chest, Eleanor. On a nicer note, how many yarn projects have you got on the go?
Oh God.
I think you've answered this in a vlog actually, but I can't remember what you said. Was it 20?
Yeah, well, it's no, yeah, more.
More?
I did because they were the ones I photographed, weren't they? And now I've started more, and I've finished some of those, but I've started more, and I found more.
So it's 11:07.
It's a lot.
Lots.
I mean, I've got in the shop now. I have about 5.
Right.
Which seems reasonable. Let's just leave it
If
at
you don't
that.
count the 49 you've got at home, yeah. Do you have any other hobbies outside yarn?
No.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Do
I
you?
like beading. I like sewing. And I run and weightlift and yoga and swim.
No, I didn't know that about you.
Oh yeah.
I've seen you walks. You've done like
I do.
walkie
Yeah, I
walks.
do walkie walks. I don't have a lot of time for that, but yeah, things I like exercise that's really hard and quick.
So is that your perfect day off then? Would it be just like...
Well, I'd let go of my alarm, and then I'd get up, I'd exercise first, then I'd maybe pop and buy some beads or some fabric, then I'd come home and knit, then I'd do some cleaning, maybe I'd Marie Kondo. What? I don't know. I don't really know, because all of my days off, I only have one day off a week. My day off has to include like what everybody else does in a weekend.
Alcohol?
No, not really. Yeah, is that what you do? No, not really.
No, I
Maybe
don't. I'm
later.
actually quite good actually. I don't drink a lot, but...
I don't know. I drink on shop days because I'm okay being drunk in here.
Well, I've seen that. Is it the New Year's Eve video? No, what video was it when you were all having a...
Oh, that was your
Yeah.
on shop day.
Yeah,
We were
I've
singing
seen
Bohemian
the
Rhapsody.
singing.
Yeah. That was a good day.
It looked good. I was sad I wasn't there.
Steph was there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Steph. Yeah.
Now another quite personal question, which might be quite difficult for you to answer, but I forgot to ask it, is: do you put toilet paper on the holder round facing out or the murderer's way?
I don't have any toilet paper holders.
Oh, that's okay then. No, on the roll. Do you not just?
No,
it's
just
they're in
like
the basket, aren't they?
they're in a basket there, and they're just on the side in my toilet in my bathroom.
I get very told off in our household if they go the murderer's way around, which is where the paper's facing the wall, not out. I get a lot of trouble.
She does it the other way.
She does it the murderer's way. Just watch her. Do you have a favourite book?
My anxiety means I don't read that much, which I'm sad about because I used to be a big reader. Probably not really. I used to absolutely adore The Red Tent, which is about a very small character in the Bible, and a girl and a woman, and the only story is that she gets raped and her brothers kill her, this man that raped her, and everybody else in there. Yeah, I know. It's all connected to Joseph. It's Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat, his sister, but there was like loads of sisters because there was 4 wives. Anyway, it takes this character that there's literally half a paragraph and it expands her story, and it is absolutely fascinating. And it was really quite I'm glad that I caught it at the time, at the age that I did, because like it was my first like feminist thing. Like, oh yeah, women aren't really talked about here. They might have a story behind what is. So it was, but I'm not sure. I've tried to read it since, and it's a bit slushy. But I read it as a teenager.
Fab.
Yeah.
Final personal question: what is the one food you couldn't give up or do without?
Oh my god. I like a lot of foods, right? But the food that I eat the most of is probably Brussels sprouts.
You would actually get on very well with my other half, but I was not expecting you to say that.
No. When I
whatsoever.
did a weightlifting thing last year, so it was like how fit you could get in a year, and part of that was nutrition, and part it was like finding foods that you could eat a lot of that were like low carb, high fiber, and fitted in well. And actually, Brussels sprouts, if you like them, They're good for breakfast. They're really quick to make. They're cold for lunch is fine. Part of a dinner, like yeah, your face. I mean, like they're really, and there's just
This was
sort of
before she
snack
moved to Trumpton, you know.
I had them this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, I had them twice yesterday.
Okay. I'll leave it there. Right, quick fire. Right, okay. You have to answer immediately.
Oh,
Can't
God.
lie.
Okay.
Right, so Jelena or Ilona?
What? That's not even a question. What does that mean?
Jelena
Yeah.
or Ilona?
What to be called?
Like, when we're being interviewed together, it's
Oh!
like
I see what you're saying. Jelena,
Jelena.
clearly.
Yeah. DPNs or circulars?
Circulars.
Chunky or Aaron?
Aaron.
Facebook or YouTube?
Facebook.
Knit Nottingham or not Nittingham? No. Sorry. Chocolate or cake?
Chocolate.
Wine or cider?
The wine.
Teaching or vlogging?
Vlogging.
That's it.
Oh,
Just a very quick fire round, but a bit of
Yeah.
fun.
I enjoyed that.
That was good.
Yeah.
So, I never even said it's Men Who Knit. I never promote mine.
Oh yeah.
It's Jonna from Men Who Knit UK and Errol and Duncan's adventure page, or Errol the Peril and Duncan Disorderly's adventure page. That's who I am anyway, just so you know. Because it is going to go on Men
Yeah.
Who Knit, and also I will put it onto Errol and Duncan's adventure page, who are basically my Cocker Spaniels, but they have 2,000 followers, which gives me social media envy that I've never had before about my own dogs, because they've got more friends now. Do you know, I tell you, I put a post up about my birthday, and I got about 30 of my friends said, "Oh, happy birthday." Put a post up about Errol's birthday,
Yeah.
320 happy birthdays. I thought, who's got the most friends and followers? My
Yeah.
dogs. But what's nice about it is, even though it's not about knitting, the target group for Errol's page is women aged between 30 and 65,
Yeah.
of which quite a few knit.
Yeah.
And because there's 2,000 followers,
Yeah.
it could be a reason why you'd come to Knit Nottingham to buy your stuff. So, you know, trying to...
You do.
Or online.
Or
You can do it
online, thank you.
online.
Well,
Yeah, thanks. We got a little PA over there in the corner. Or you could come on one of the courses, couldn't you?
Yes.
If you really want to learn. And the best teacher
Have
sat
fun.
right next to me here, because I know, because I've been on 2 courses. So, you know, and I've travelled, not as far as the girl from Essex, but, you know,
No.
still far.
On the last one, there was a woman from Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
On the last, not the last, or maybe the last one before, but yeah, she came from Amsterdam.
Had she
yeah,
come
yeah.
over just
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this?
She's a big vlog watcher.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, I do watch every vlog, pretty much. And I've gone back and watched some of them, because I've obviously caught you quite late in your vlogging
Yeah.
life. So I've gone back and watched a few.
Yeah.
But,
Don't I look young?
well,
Full of hope.
it's more to do with like the hair colour changes and stuff. But I see like a theme across all of them, which is knowledge, humour, and engagement. Those are the
Oh.
3 things.
Oh.
And what's of it?
Empathy.
Empathy, yeah, I think.
Don't be so nice.
And just fun, like it's just fun and very entertaining to watch. I don't watch and think, do you know what? I feel like slashing my wrist now. or
Good.
Oh,
I'm
well,
glad.
you know, you watch some of these vlogs and you're like, what are
I
you
know,
going
I
on
know, I
about?
know, I
They're
know.
just so dull, and
Yeah.
they go on and on and on, and you think, you know, I don't want to watch you eating your second custard cream, and you know, do you know what I mean? Whereas at least you give good information, and you know, it's interesting, and that's why I think you've got a wider following than just people in Nottingham. So I thought it'd just be nice for once for somebody to ask you the questions and to find out a bit more about you, and hopefully then people will go, oh, actually, I'll have a look at Knit Nottingham online, or I'll pop into the store if I'm in Nottingham. So there we
This
go.
had better make my fortunes.
Well, you're saying you want to 2 to 5 years, be on a
Yeah,
beach somewhere.
Yeah.
This could be your way out. You never know. It could just
I hope so.
escalate from this point on.
I hope so.
But it's been real fun again to be here and for you to give us your time. So thank you
Aw.
very much, Eleanor from Knit
Thank
Nottingham.
you.
Thanks, Sal, for just being a moral support in the background. She didn't want to be on camera, so she's not like saying. And obviously, hi to everybody that follows Errol and Duncan, and hi to everyone that follows Men Who Knit, which is still quite a small group. So you know, let's get some more people on there. But it's funny because it was Men Who Knit initially for men, but now it's Men Who Knit, and most of the followers are women. So now it's just we are Team Men Who Knit, and most of the followers are women. I don't think it kind of worked, so we got lots of male people that came and sort of went, oh,
There
okay.
actually aren't that many.
Probably aren't that many. So maybe it's good that we are two men who knit, me and my partner.
Yeah.
And that we just get followed by whoever wants to follow us, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good. So enjoy, and we shall hopefully do another vlog soon, because I'm well overdue one. I'm supposed to do one once a month. I don't know how you do one a week.
I don't know either.
I struggle with one a month, but this is my monthly vlog. So thank you again, Eleanor. Thanks for your time and for your fantastic tuition. And come and spend some money with her. Bye. So what you do at the end, go bye.
I just go.
Oh, you do the Eleanor thing, like, hi, how are you doing? I'm okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing? I'm okay.
Sometimes I say how you diddly doodling.
How you diddly doodling? I'm okay. Although, and then you drink your tea and go, what's you drinking?
Oh no!
Sorry, that just
Camera
sounded-
woman's upset.
I'm going to give people motion sickness when they watch this back. No, thanks again, and I'm going to sign off there. All right. Bye.
Bye.